Welcome to Implausible Nature, home of competitive Black Templars gameplay. Today we're going to go over the Indomitus box and focus on the characters that are included in it. Starting off with the Primaris Captain. So for 5 power and 105 points, we get this beast of a character. So he has a very unique relic shield, and that gives him a mortal wound protection on a 4+, and improves the save by 1. In addition, he has a master crafted sword, which gives an additional strength, -3 AP, and 2 damage. And then he also has our standard captain rules, rights battle, which is reroll of 1s for any attacks within the 6 inches. So this guy is a great combo with your blade guard that we'll talk about in the next video here. You primarily want to put him in that impulsor and take advantage of the devout push special rule or stratagem for the Black Templars, because he has a 6-inch aura. That'll be a great way to make sure that your units are fully in that aura, especially if you combine them with the Crusade Helm. But it's going to be a great captain for you to use on the board. So this one's a great one to take if you're taking those Blade Guard.
Yeah, and he is a captain, has the captain keyword, so you can upgrade him to Chapter Master with the stratagem to get those full rerolls if you're not taking Helbricht. But yeah, great unit, great looking model too, which is always important. He will pair great with giving that aura for anybody nearby, especially those Blade Guard. Make those attacks that they have count.
Yep, absolutely. The most natural are going to be the Blade Guard, but obviously you can use other units with them, namely Assault Intercessors would be another good target for him as well. So great captain, takes advantage of that 6 wounds, 5 attacks. He's going to be a blender for you.
Effectively a 2+ save.
Yep.
So next up we have the Primaris Lieutenant, who is our first lieutenant with a invulnerable save. So this makes him really great. He's 4 power, 90 points. Some interesting things to note, some changes to this standard lieutenant. He now has ballistic skill 2+. So that is an improvement. He also has a new pistol, Volkite pistol. 15-inch range, pistol 2, strength 5, AP 0, 2 damage, and each roll of a wound of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound in addition to any other damage. So it's not gonna, be tearing down your opponents with that gun, but it's some incidental damage that could help you out. He also carries a mastercrafted power sword, and he has a storm shield. And the new storm shields, right now they are only for the units in the Indomitus book. We're expecting when Space Marines get their new codex in October for it to be migrated over to everyone. But the new storm shields are a 4+ invulnerable save, but they improve the bearer's saving throw by 1. So he essentially has a 2+ armor save as well, which is fantastic. He still has his tactical precision aura. It should be noted that he does not have the Company of Heroes rules, so you cannot field 2 of them in a slot, which is a bit unfortunate, but still definitely a great take, way more durable than your standard lieutenant, which is awesome.
Yep, I agree. Also a great, bonus to your Blade Guard. And you can kind of see with the trend that Games Workshop is going on this is making all of these mesh together really well. And that's the first time that I've seen it in a very long time that a box set has been this good. So the next one we have is the Primaris Chaplain. So we're familiar with this guy. He's not a newer unit. However, he did have some change in the rules. So he does have our standard rules, the Absolver bolt pistol. Again, some incidental damage with that, with the range 18, 1 shot, strength 5, AP -1, 2 damage.
That range increased. You didn't know that. It's something that you'll find in a lot of the pistol weapons in this. When we get into the units later on, all of the heavy bolt pistols have been increased to 18 inches. Definitely a little boost in range, which is nice.
Absolutely, it definitely is. You'll see a trend with a lot of the weaponry in Indomitus that is, especially the characters specifically, that they're damage 2. So you can kind of see that Games Workshop is at least making an attempt at giving Space Marines options to kill Primaris units, which is going to be
Yeah.
really huge going forward.
Only other change with this guy is when he chants his litanies. They have changed it to the command phase, which again we will expect to roll over to all chaplains when we get our new book in October. So that brings us to the Judiciar. This is a completely new unit. He is part of the chaplaincy. He is going to be 4 power. He is an elite's choice, not an HQ, which is nice. HQ are very precious now, so that definitely helps out. He's going to be 85 points. He's got your pretty typical Primaris character stat line: 2+ weapon skill, 3+ ballistics, and then the rest is your standard Primaris character stat line. He also has an Absolver bolt pistol, so that's nice. He's got an interesting melee weapon, which feels kind of similar to our Emperor's Champion. It is the Executioner Relic Blade. It gives him +3 strength, AP -3, and flat 2 damage. And additionally, each unmodified wound of a roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound in addition to any other damage. His big ability, though, and the main reason why we are interested in him as a chapter, is the Temper Mortis. At the start of each fight phase, select one enemy unit within 6 inches of this model. That unit cannot fight until all other eligible units have done so that phase. That's huge. With the new rules for how you select units, we went over this in the last video, but just to reiterate, when you select units, if it's your turn, your opponent selects a unit first after chargers have taken place. So forcing your opponent something that is in combat with a unit that you want to swing first on, you can use him to force that. That helps us out with Devout Push tremendously, because Devout Push is not a charge, so they don't get to swing first necessarily unless you have him with them. So that will be big. He will be a very good buff character, utility character, who is also happened to be good in close combat. He does have an invulnerable save, only against melee weapons. So keep that in mind when you have him out there on the field. If he does get shot, he does not have an invulnerable save against that.
Yep, absolutely. That's going to be a huge part of the combo for Devout Push using those Blade Guard veterans. Keep in mind that this is a 6-inch range targeting, so that is also another big key for that reroll of advances that we talked about in our previous video, is getting that additional inch or so closer to that enemy to allow him to be in range of that target to be able to pull that off. So you definitely need to be right there. If he is not within range, your combo is going to fall apart. You're going to lose your Blade Guard. So that's pretty key for them. All right. So then the last one that we have for this particular video is going to be the Blade Guard Ancient. Now, again, he has a pretty typical Primaris stat line. He does run with a weapon skill of 3+, 5 wounds, 4 attacks. One thing to note, though, is he does not have a close combat weapon. So
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So he's not going to be able to contribute a whole lot to any of the combats that you are engaged in, at least on a high level of AP damaging weapons or just weight of fire weapons. However, what he does bring to the table is Deeds of Heroism aura, which is add 1 to all hit rolls for attacks made by friendly chapter Blade Guard while their unit is within 6 inches of this model. So, strictly speaking, 1+ to hit is better than re-rolling 1, so that's a huge buff. With that being said, for his 85-point cost, I think taking a captain is a better use of points. Not only do you get that additional AP and combat blender, you get the Warlord potential, as well as getting the reroll 1s. But he does have the Astartes banner. So that's a pretty standard Astartes banner, the 1+ leadership, as well as giving the 50% chance of allowing a destroyed model in your unit make 1 close combat attack or shooting attack.
Yeah, I gotta say, of all the characters in the Indomitus box set, just from a stats perspective, he's definitely probably the most disappointing. He doesn't have a close combat weapon, which is kind of disappointing. His Deeds of Heroism aura is really good. The problem is it only affects Bladeguard. So, who are right now, at least for the moment, only a unit of 3. So it's going to be challenging to make that worth it. It also should be noted he cannot take the upgrade for Chapter Ancient. He does not have the Ancient keyword. He has the Bladeguard Ancient keyword. So that bars him from taking that and its 2 relics, the relic banners, which is unfortunate because he could probably benefit from those. So yeah, that about wraps it up for our characters for Indomitus. Next time we're going to talk about the other units that came in the box, all of which are great. So look for that video in the next few days, and we'll see you guys soon.
Make sure if you liked our video to hit that like button and subscribe.